So 2021 is coming to an end, and I just wanted to go ahead and share with you what I have learned along the way, the pain I have purged, and also share with you a practice that you can try at home, and also share some information if you want to go ahead and try plant medicine for yourself, because I think it is the most amazing healing tool that you can use. But it is not necessary. You can try things more your way, or if you want to go ahead and just face it on and you feel like you are strong enough to handle on facing your demons, I highly recommend doing plant medicine. I did ayahuasca earlier this year, and it was the most healing feeling that I ever did. Purging my pain was the most amazing thing that I could have done for myself, to love myself even deeply than I ever thought possible. I found me. I was able to open up my throat chakra like I've never done before, to the point where I go ahead and create these videos and put myself out there so you guys can go ahead and learn from my own experiences. And I can't wait for this to land on the people that are ready to go ahead and heal, because everyone deserves to heal. Everybody deserves to release the pain that they've been hanging on to for years, because you should be able to create a life that you love. And this amazing place that we all live on deserves us to be healed, just like we should take care of it. It takes care of us. So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and share the things that I've learned along the way, and also share my story, which I don't think I've really gone ahead in detail of what I've gone through in my life. So I've had 3 major pain points in my life that I've faced this entire year, and I didn't realize I still had it stuck in my body, to the point where now I realize why I went through that. And it's really to help you out there and show you that it is possible to overcome that pain. It is possible for you to purge your pain and then receive an immense love, an immense life that you are so abundantly grateful for. And before I get started on that, I do want to go ahead and tell you that we are starting a gratitude challenge. This is a practice that I have implemented in my life, and it has done miracles. So with that, I will be doing a gratitude challenge that is for 31 days from January 1st through January 31st. I may extend that date just because I know it's a little bit of a short notice for anyone to make a decision. I'm going to give it 2 weeks. So I'll leave the details down in the description box below so you guys can go ahead and check that out. I've been doing this practice actually for about a month or so now with a friend from Spain, where every morning we go ahead and say the things that we are grateful for that we have in our life, and we are grateful for the things that we are desiring into our life. I actually started practicing this about, I want to say 6-7 years ago. I was living in a basement. I was dating Sam, and I was in a job that I was really unhappy with. But then I started going ahead and stating the things that I was grateful for out loud in my car. And I actually ended up being in a car accident in a month or 2 after, once I started implementing that. And if I didn't have that mindset, I would have played into the victim role of why me. But in total honesty, I think that that accident played a huge role in aligning me back to where I needed to be in order to have the life that I have now. Because after I had that accident, I moved in with my mom. I then got engaged a month later. Then after that, 2 months later, Sam and I got our first apartment. We found a roommate that we both were comfortable, safe, and secure with, and helped us financially in order to afford this apartment. Our money situation actually got better too, and then we ended up moving from an apartment to a townhouse to the house that I'm in now. And then I've started healing a lot for myself. I got into personal development a whole lot. I believe I've touched base on the things that I do. In one of my previous videos, I'll see if I can go ahead and find it and leave it up there for you. And I have just changed my life drastically just by implementing this one practice into my life. So if you want to go ahead and join me, it is $35 and you will not regret it. Hi, my love. Well, thank you so much for being here. I greatly appreciate you watching, and I wanted to go ahead and just sneak in here real quick and remind you to go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, subscribe, as I will be sharing more of just my thoughts in regards to life, spirituality, love, relationships, all the things that I experience in my life. And of course, I hope this all helps you. If you have any questions, leave a comment down below, and I shall see you in 2022. So let's recap. This year has been a huge amount of spiritual growth. I found out who I am to my core, which is love. I fell in love with myself so deeply, and I started this journey in 2020 with a whole thing that's been going on, right? We already know, I don't need to mention it. And I started the whole deconditioning last year, finding out that my mom is just another human being and she's had her lessons to go through. And I was finding out who I was, and I ended up having to do a lot of inner work that I wasn't willing to face. And I kind of put all the blame on my mother, and realizing I kind of played my own role. And my role as an adult now is to heal all those things, because that no longer serves me. It does nothing for me to play a victim, to say, boo-hoo, why me? Why did you do this? And all of that. Like, there is no need for that anymore. So I actually hired a coach last year, and she introduced me to an amazing medicine woman who works with a shaman that is from Colombia. And they host ayahuasca retreats in Texas. And I'll actually leave her email below, and even her Facebook group if you guys want to go ahead and join and check that out. I believe they have ayahuasca retreats like every other month, if I'm not mistaken, but check her out. Let her know you're interested. If you are interested, I highly recommend doing plant medicine. You don't have to travel to Costa Rica or Peru or Colombia or Brazil. You can actually do it here in the States, because it is for health reasons. And like, it's just, I cannot thank them enough for all of their work, you guys, because I've done so much healing. I cannot stress this enough. And I'm so much happier. I understand so many more things, and I just am going to go ahead and try to break it down for you as much as possible. I come from a broken home. I think majority of us really come from a broken home. If not, they are secrets within our family. I was physically abused as a kid. I was emotionally abused as a kid. And I was also sexually abused as a kid. And I had father issues as well as mother issues. I didn't realize that all affected me into my adulthood until I faced those demons. And I call them demons because they are a part of me. And now I have thankfully been able to realize the role that those things played. So as a kid, I grew up wishing I had my father, and I blame my mother for him leaving. And until I grew up, I understood the story that happened between them. I realized that my father really wasn't grown enough to be responsible for a kid. And I don't know if it was their generation where at a young age you're supposed to settle down and create a home and a family, and they didn't realize that they had an option of not doing that and still continue to grow and learn about themselves. So I actually then later grew this anger and resentment towards my mother. And of course, she had her own issues that I didn't realize. I thought that's just was her. So that was a whole other thing. And then I ended up looking for love outside of my family into my romantic partners. And then I ended up falling in love with a guy that was kind of like the characteristics maybe of my dad, personality. Honestly, I don't know. I just know that coincidentally enough, and I don't believe in coincidences either, that they had the same birthday. And I was kind of like questioning how that was even possible, but they were. I also had kind of the same pattern as my mom in a way where I became obsessed. I became a little crazy. It came to be toxic. I had my heart broken to the point where I ended up turning into alcohol and weed and hoping to numb the pain. And I ended up going ahead and sleeping around with men, hoping that that would heal my heartbreak, which it didn't. And I also became ashamed of myself as I contracted an STD. Right? I'm saying this on social media, on YouTube, like, wow, that's a lot. Anyways, I am sharing this with you because I want to tell you that you're not alone. And also that if you are ready to go ahead and let go and release and purge this pain, you are able to do so. You don't have to remain stuck. You don't have to play this role of like, oh, woe is me. Everybody come take care of me. It's like you are only responsible of taking care of yourself. And once you do, everything will rise up to meet you for the better. And I am an example of this because I have mentioned this before where I scripted the love of my life. I scripted my house to the point where I even scripted being able to have a salary that I was happy with. But now I'm pursuing something and I am terrified, but I'm still doing it because it's a vision that I see so strong, and I want to help you overcome all of these obstacles that you have in your life. And it's not even obstacles, it's really your mindset. And it's the pain that you are holding on to. So purge this pain. Okay? Your duty to yourself is to heal and to love unconditionally. Because you can so create a life that you love. Like, that's going to be my motto. I realized that I had to do the work. I couldn't continue blaming on these people that broke me because they're no longer part of my life, except for my mother, obviously, which that I've done so much work with. And I have been able to find my voice, to set my boundaries, and to love myself unconditionally. And people are going to have opinions of you and say that you're selfish, that you're greedy, that you have no respect for them. But you have to give yourself these things and see and recognize those patterns playing out in your life. And I am just really proud of myself for doing this work. And you watching this is really that first step in recognizing that you may need that help too, because it's not easy. This light work, this shadow work that people talk about, it's very intimidating, and we avoid it as much as possible People don't like spending time with themselves, and even less facing their demons. The other day, I was actually having a ceremony with myself. I have done ayahuasca and I've done weed, which I use weed more in an intentional way now, as it helps me drop my ego. And I also use magic mushrooms. That's a new plant medicine that I have implemented in my life. I went ahead and realized that I'm so hard on myself. And I'm sure that some of you out there are also the same way. And I want to show you and tell you to be more compassionate towards yourself, like you would your best friend or your sister that you love, or your brother, somebody that you love. Love yourself that same way, because you are human having a experience here on earth. And I just would love to see this world to be a better place. And the only way I can be able to help you is by sharing my story with you, because at the end of the day, you have the choice to either continue on to holding onto something that is no longer serving you, or letting it go and becoming free. And that's something that I also learned, is that I'm ready to be free. I'm ready to go ahead and just enjoy the crap out of life, because we have one life. And we may come here multiple lifetimes in order to learn a lesson, but I'm ready to learn this lesson now. I'm ready to go ahead and just not come back. I've come back here on earth in order to teach others to love themselves. Like, this is, I don't know how many lifetimes I've come here, but I've come here multiple lifetimes in order to nurture, in order to love, in order to teach others to heal themselves. And I'm here doing it again. And I've overcome that pain, and I've purged that pain literally, because I know I deserve more. I know I'm worthy of more. And you are so worthy. You deserve to have an amazing life, whether that's living in a farm or having a mansion, but you also got to work at it. You can't just be given it. And what I can say to you is that you're not alone. That's another thing that I learned this year, where you have people around you that can help you. And until you are willing to go ahead and be like, I'm ready, I can go ahead and say, all right, let's do this. I got you. Let me show you what I've done. And honestly, talking it out is one of the ways you can purge pain. Another thing that you can do, if you're not ready to go ahead and talk to someone or hire me or another mentor or another coach, you can write a letter. Write a letter to yourself with all the pain that you've been holding on to. And then after you're done, burn it. Let it go. That's it. And I can say that you have to continue doing that same letter over and over again until it no longer affects you, because it's going to take some time. You've held on to that for so long. I wish you the best. I hope that this helped you and served you in any way. And I will leave all the details in regards to setting up a consult call with me if you want to go ahead and partake in my 3-month coaching, if you want to go ahead and join my gratitude challenge. And I am so excited to see what 2022 brings for you and me. I love you so much. And until next time.